This is an idea for every Town Hall in Clash of Clans. I have an idea after the last Town Hall called the Beyond Update, but this is on the Town Hall aspect. Most ideas are from other videos, but some are made up. This video was originally supposed to come out maybe like a month or two from now, because I'm already working on 3 big videos. But since Town Hall 18 is coming out, presumably in around 2 weeks, I kind of have to make this now. If you're wondering, all stats are level 1. Town Hall 18, Ruby Coliseum. Town Hall 18 will be the largest Town Hall yet, with a size of 5x5. Town Hall 18 shots multiply damage based on their housing space. If hitting 1 housing space, 260 damage. If hitting 30 housing space, 800 damage. Its hit speed is 2 seconds, with 10,500 HP. A new troop is unlocked called the Countess. For 5 housing space. It's a Dark Elixir troop, which works like the CR Night Witch, being melee and spawning bats, specifically 2 every 4 seconds. It does the DPS of 427 and the HP of 2340. It has insane stats, however has the downside being that any spell it touches will immediately kill it, meaning you cannot rage, heal, or anything similar, unlike the P.E.K.K.A., but is 5th housing space. Another new troop unlocked is the Musketeer. While many Aurora characters shouldn't be adapted over the games, as the games they were originated from wouldn't feel that unique, the Musketeer is perfect for COC as it's comparable to the Wizard. The Musketeer is 3 housing space, an elixir troop that has the HP of 325, the DPS of 280, the tiles per second of 12, and a single target with a slow 1.2 hit speed as well. A cheaper wizard, but can be worse in some situations due to having no area damage. A new spell is unlocked called the Bubble Spell. 1 spell space and its color is pink. It makes all enemy ground troops in a 3.5 tile range rise in the air encased in a bubble. They'll pop after 8 seconds, but attacking any bubbles make them immediately pop. Essentially a better freeze, but only in some situations. I just realized this after recording this line. This is talking about other enemies popping it, or other allied troops, I guess. Not like defenses attacking, that won't do anything. Finally, a new defense is unlocked, being the Merged Mortar, which shoots 4 regular mortar shots at once, but a 5th larger mortar shot every 12 regular shots. Its HP is 2500, its DPS is 96, and has a higher range of 3 to 12. Town Hall 19, Crystal Stronghold. The Town Hall is now merged with all resource collectors and storages, so it gains 8,000 of all resources each hour. It has the storage of 25 million for all 3, and has the same HP, but instead does negative 5% damage to anything in range. Additionally, a new troop is unlocked called the Goblin Drill, 10 housing space. Elixir troop. The Goblin Drill will immediately drill to the closest resource, the launch doing 210 damage in a range of 2.5, and double damage for resources. It'll spawn a goblin every 1.8 seconds and will drill to the next closest resource building at half health. Its HP is 950, so it can be taken out quite easily, but depends on where resource buildings are. A new spell is unlocked called the Spotlight Spell, for 2 spell space, and its Dark Elixir. The Spotlight Spell can actually be moved around with your finger. It commands any troops or heroes in 2.5 tile range to its center, meaning it can be used like the Angry Jelly, but it takes more time and effort without dealing damage itself. A new defense is unlocked called the Hook Tower, which will shoot down and trap the nearest air troop in a net for 2 seconds. The HP of 100 and the range of 5 tiles. 2 new siege machines are introduced, being the Sharpshot and Time Mural. The Sharpshot is like a piercing X-bow, which shoots an arrow doing 130 DPS every 3 seconds, an infinite range with the HP of 1, and a lifetime of 50 seconds. It doesn't have a speed, so I'm assuming it stands still. I wrote this a long time ago, so I don't know for sure. Another siege machine is the Time Mural, which increases your time by a second every 4 seconds, with a lifetime of 48 seconds, and the HP of 21,050. Finally, a new hero pet called the Macho Rat. It does 640 damage per second, but does not do damage to walls, and has the HP of 1,000. There's a lot of damage, but needs to be supported with tanks or wall destroyers. The next Town Hall is Town Hall 20, the Frozen Tower. The new Town Hall brings the Frost Beacon that makes anything it hits have negative 10% damage per second, and it stacks, and slows down anything hit by 40% per second. However, it only hits 1 enemy at a time. The new Town Hall unlocks the Yeti Tower, a tower that shoots a Yeti Mite every 2 seconds with the HP of 2300 and spawns a Frost Mite every 2 seconds. The Frosty, essentially, is Frost Mites. A new hero is unlocked called the Stone Colossus, the King of the Golems. It has 10,300 HP, does 375 damage per second, however, it cannot self-heal, and moves 10 tiles per second. Its equipment allows it to roll for ability, explode, temporarily jump over walls, or spawn golems on ability. A new troop is unlocked called the Ogre, 25 housing space. The Ogre has the HP of 4,500 and the DPS of 104 and the tiles per second speed of 18. Its main use is at half HP, throws a baby Ogre on its back ahead 7 tiles that has 1,000 HP and the DPS of 26. A quick tank that essentially works like a Gargantuar from PvZ. Finally, a new spell is unlocked called the Frostbite spell for 1 housing space, Dark Elixir, which will freeze for 6 seconds, but freezes both your enemy army and enemies. It has the same range of 3.5. A stronger freeze, but takes more skill to place. And up next is Town Hall 21, or the Builder's Ship. By the way, these titles don't matter to the Town Hall itself for the most part. They're just there to, give you a visual. This Town Hall is the first to take to the skies, meaning it cannot be hit except for anti-air troops. It shoots hammers dealing 518 damage per second, double for air, and has a hit speed of 0.8 seconds and the same HP. A new defense is unlocked called Battle Walls. They shoot cannonballs at anything doing 130 damage per second in a 1.5 tile range with 16,000 HP in total. A new troop is unlocked called the Battle Builder, 6,000 space, an elixir troop. The Battle Builder will walk through the battlefield and completely destroy any defenses in building time. Essentially, instead of hitting, it has a timer, and when that timer's up, it'll deal infinite damage to whatever it's attacking. If the defense is 0 to 400 HP, it takes 6 seconds to fully destroy. If it does 2401 to 4000 HP, it'll take 10 seconds to destroy. And if it has 4001 plus HP, it takes 15 seconds to fully destroy. A new troop is unlocked called the Rocket Scientist for 12,000 space, another elixir troop. The Rocket Scientist shoots electricity in a range of 4, doing 120 with a max chain of 10. It has the HP of 100 and the tiles per second of 18. Its main ability is that it will send a rocket to the closest defense. And if you're wondering how the rocket works, a new spell is unlocked called the Rocket, an elixir spell. The first spell to be 4 spell space. It works like a lightning, dealing 2,510 damage, or 2,510, but is single target. While it does more than 4 lightnings combined, it doesn't do any area damage, so it's best used against a strong defense. A new pet is unlocked called the Pet Rock. It doesn't do anything with the HP of 600. It's more of a boost to your hero, making their hero level increase even past their max level. Can be good if used on the right hero, and also is a somewhat distraction. A new siege machine is unlocked, being the Zappy Factory, which spawns 5 Zappies every 2 seconds with a lifetime of 20 seconds, but the HP of 1,000. Can get a lot of value if out of enemy range or protected. Town Hall 22, Valhalla. The new Town Hall is an island with 4 sections to it. It has the range of 8 tiles, each quarter being a new mechanic. The first quarter is fire, which shoots a fire, doing 210 damage per second with the area of 3 tiles. The second is ice, which freezes everything for 2 seconds every 3 seconds. It freezes everything for 2 seconds, it hits, and that is every 3 seconds. It's single target, I'm assuming. The third quarter is electricity that chains up to 10 times, doing 95 damage per second to anything within 1.5 tiles of another troop. Fourth quarter is wind that pushes back everything a tile every second. A new troop is unlocked, being the Wind Spirit, 1 housing space. The Wind Spirit would have 87 HP in total. The Wind Spirit attacks once, pushing back all enemy troops 3 tiles in a 2-tile splash radius and the jump range of 2 tiles. A new troop is unlocked, being the Lost Soul, 2 housing space. The Lost Soul would do 34 damage per second with the tiles per second movement speed of 24. However, its HP is infinite, only dying when 3 seconds since spawn pass. Good for distraction and some sneaky strikes. A new spell is unlocked called Arrows, for 2 spell space. The range is 8 tiles and shoots down 3 waves of arrows doing 255 damage each, so 765 in total, but half the defenses, best against enemy troops or heroes. New defense is unlocked called the Merge Wizard Tower. It has 500 HP and does 14,000 damage per second, but the damage per second is reduced by 5%, each hit to a minimum of 350 damage per second. Its range is slightly higher, being 8 tiles instead of 7. Finally, a new trap is unlocked called the Glue Spell that slows down anything that walks over it by 50% and has a 3x3 tile range. Its trigger radius is 2 tiles. Next up is Town Hall 23, the Royal Spaceship. The new Town Hall is a spaceship that shoots down lasers doing 260 damage per second in a range of 8 and moves around, moving to another location chosen at half HP, moving at 20 tiles per second when flying to the new location. A new troop is unlocked being the Martian, 8 housing space, Elixir. It shoots an electric gun doing 176 damage per second with a max chain of 3. Its HP is 600 and at half HP it goes invisible for 5 seconds. Another new troop is unlocked being the Cyber Octopus, for 100 housing space. It deals 8,200 damage after 10 seconds of charge up. It has the tiles per second of 8 and its HP is 2400. A deadly troop but needs support like a tank or freeze spell. A new spell is unlocked called the Apocalypse Spell for 7 spell space, and its Dark Elixir. It does 1004 damage to the entire village at once, including every wall, defense, resource building, and the town hall. For some no spell needed strategies due to taking out almost every building in a village. Finally, a new siege machine is unlocked called the Sparky. Sparky does 510 damage per second with the HP of 800. Its movement speed is 12 while its range is 5. However, it has a slow hit speed of 4 seconds, making it deal 2,040 damage at once, good against slow hitters or with distracting cards. And next up is Town Hall 24, the Royal Moon. The new Town Hall is now a moon in the sky with a golden crown. Now the Royal Moon is too high to be reached by air, and after destroying every other building, it will sink to air level, and it doesn't move at half HP. It does 310 damage per second in a range of 8 by shooting down tiny star bits. Its HP is 16,500. A new troop is unlocked being the Prince for 10 housing space, Elixir. The Prince moves at 15 tiles per second and does 195 damage per second, but after crossing 30 tiles, it will double damage and speed until it hits. A new spell is unlocked called the Invincibility Spell. The Invincibility Spell is similar to the Apocalypse Spell being 7 spell space. It has the range of 6 tiles, it makes everything inside invincible with an infinite duration. Essentially an extremely effective heal spell, however more expensive and less range. A new defense is unlocked called the Dragon's Cave. It shoots at enemies in a 2-tile range, dealing 270 damage per second with the HP of 500. When destroyed, spawns a dragon to take down more foes. A new hero pet is unlocked called the Lightning Hamster. It is 190 damage per second with the HP of 1300. However, its speed is 100 tiles per second, meaning it essentially teleports to the next location. Really good for its speed and causing some chaos. A new siege machine is unlocked called the Rocket Headquarters. It shoots a rocket at the closest non-wall building every 10 seconds with a lifetime of 50, but the HP of 640. It can get 20 spell space worth of value, can be easily defeated, and you cannot control what it hits. Finally, a new hero is unlocked called the Hog Ruler. It moves at 36 tiles per second, does 130 damage per second, and has 300 HP. Its equipment makes it drop a Mega Bomb on ability, do extra damage, spawn 6 Hog Riders on death, or destroy walls after ability. Next up is Town Hall 25, Pancake Planet. The new Town Hall works similar, but does 420 damage per second in a range of 9, while beyond air until 2 stars and moves at half HP. A new troop is unlocked being the Mini P.E.K.K.A., an Elixir troop, 10 housing space. The Mini P.E.K.K.A. does 200 damage per second with 13,000 HP. It moves at 18 tiles per second and periodically spawns pancakes every 3 seconds. The pancakes heal everything in a range of 1.5 by 70 HP. A mini tank that can heal itself and do a lot of damage. A new troop is unlocked being the Mud Golem, 12 housing space. It does 60 damage per second with 10,000 HP and the speed of 15 tiles per second. While it is very strong for the housing space, Every time it's hit, its DPS also decreases by 1%, but the tiles per second increase by 1 every 10% HP gone. So at 1000 HP, it would do 12 damage per second, and its tiles per second would be 24. Visually, it gets smaller. A tank, but bad against any defenses, if not protected, although can be helpful if DPS doesn't matter too much over speed. A new spell is unlocked called the Sugar Spell, for 1 spell space. The Sugar Spell would have an 8-tile range and increase your troops' HP by 83 every enemy death during its duration of 4 seconds. Essentially a self-heal spell. A new defense is unlocked called the Pig Pen, a building that spawns a royal hog every second that are hog riders but do 30 damage per second and have 94 HP each and target enemies. This means the same speed and ability to jump over walls. A new siege machine is unlocked called the X-Cart, a vehicle that goes to the center of the base slowly, so needs quick support, not just tanky. It does 40 damage per second by shooting arrows at a range of 11. It has 1500 HP and a speed of 8 tiles per second, essentially an X-Bow for your army. A new merge is unlocked being the Y-Bow. The Y-Bow has a high range of 14 tiles and flies in the air when enemies are close, meaning air is best against it. If you're wondering what Y-Bow means, it's X-Bow merged, if you couldn't tell. Next up is Town Hall 26, the one to the right, Diamond Sky. The new Town Hall has an array of islands, clouds, and a rainbow. It does no damage, but instead, after falling to air levels, bounces around at 30 tiles per second in any direction you choose, with 8 different choices, and has 1700 HP. A new troop is unlocked being the Mega P.E.K.K.A. for 150 housing space, an elixir troop. The Mega P.E.K.K.A. does infinite damage, but only has 1200 HP and the speed of 5 tiles per second, which are bad giving the housing space, so needs spell support or some blocking support. Another new troop is unlocked being the Monster Minion for 20 housing space, Dark Elixir as well. The Monster Minion does 190 damage per second with a fasted speed of 0.4 seconds. Its HP is 1900 and its speed is 24 tiles per second, best used to distract and cause a minor rampage. A new spell is unlocked called the Skip Spell for 1 housing space, or 1 spell space. The Skip Spell makes any troops that hit the edge skip to the other side. However, it has a range of 2.5 tiles and has a duration of 7 seconds. A better jump spell, but takes more precision to use correctly. A new type of hero is unlocked called Defenders. They defend your village along with your heroes, and you can only choose one. The first is Brick, who will punch anything, dealing 316 damage, but after 3 hits will get tired and has to wait 2 seconds. Its HP is 1600, and its tiles per second is 14. A new hero pet is unlocked called the Baby Rhinoceros. It doesn't do damage and just follows its hero. Its main ability is that it spawns a raid spell every 5 seconds, however its HP is 1150, so it may need some support. Next up is Town Hall 27, Electro World. The new Town Hall is an electric ball of energy that's animated other than attacking. Its main attack is to shoot an electric shot, doing 204 damage, and has a max chain of 25, along with the same HP and bouncing. Since it's electric, 2 legendary troops from CR are in this Town Hall. This is because Electro Valley is where you first unlock legendaries. A new troop is unlocked called the Magic Archer for 4 housing space. Unlike the Super Archer, the Magic Archer's piercing shots have a fixed endpoint instead of hitting 3 defenses specifically. Its range is 6 tiles, and its arrow length is 10 tiles. Its HP is 380, and its damage per second is 193. A lower DPS wizard, but more of a sharp shot for cleanup. Another new troop is unlocked, which I think would work a lot better in Clash of Clans, the Mega Knight, for 25 housing space. The Mega Knight is a bit different from the CR version. It does 190 damage per second, but jumps when 4 tiles away from something, doing 410 damage. The regular has the area damage of 1.5 in front of itself, and the jump has the area damage of 2 around itself. Its HP is very high, being 9200, so it's a very tanky troop that does a good amount of damage as well. Good for distraction and for jumping. A new defense is unlocked being the Merged Tesla or Electro Tower. It shoots electric homing missiles at anything over 15 tiles, and deals regular damage to anything within 5. Its regular DPS is 150, and its missiles DPS is 280. Its HP is 1800. A new defender is unlocked called the Rough Dragon. It has the movement speed of 14, does 290 damage per second, but has the HP of 6500, a more health over damage and speed defender. A new hero pet is unlocked called the Power Penguin. It has 1600 HP, moves at 18 tiles per second, and does 16 damage per second. Its main ability is that it will slide forward 3 tiles if attacking a wall, doing 412 damage each building it hits. Next up is Town Hall 28, the Galactic Fireball. The Town Hall itself doesn't deal damage, it moves to a chosen location at half HP, and another chosen location at 4th HP. When fully defeated, it will launch down on the highest HP troop, doing 9,084 damage to anything within 12 tiles of its crash. A new troop is unlocked called the Lava Golem for 40 housing space, an elixir troop. The Lava Golem has 2 phases. The Molten phase, or Spawn phase, does 110 damage per second with 8,000 HP, moving at 12 tiles per second. When at half health becomes the Fiery phase, where he does 340 damage per second, and moves at 18 tiles per second. Really good if you want a Golem and a stronger Barbarian at once. Another new troop is unlocked called the Mega Hound for 100 housing space, a Dark Elixir troop. The Mega Hound is a melee large lava hound that does 7 damage per second and moves at 8 tiles per second. However, it has a whopping 146,240 HP. A terrible damager, but the best distraction in the game. A new defense is unlocked called the Fireball Launcher. It works like a mortar, but no dead zone. Instead, it has a range of 12 tiles, dealing 628 damage per shot and a splash radius of 3 tiles. However, it has a hit speed of 8 seconds, with the HP of 2,750. So good for slow troops, mainly. A new hero is unlocked called the Monk. It is 5,000 HP, does 212 damage per second, and has the speed of 18. Its equipment allows it deflection during ability, smaller monks upon death, allows third hit to do triple damage, and damage reduction during ability. Sorry if you heard that, that was a bird. A new spell is unlocked called the Omega Rocket. It does infinite damage to any defenses, but it does only 4,000 to anything else. A Town Hall does not count as a defense. Still single target, so it has to be used carefully. Next up is Town Hall 29, Void Castle. The Town Hall itself does 700 damage per second to anything in a 10-tile range. It will start off higher than air troops, fall to flying at 1 star, and fall to ground at 2. Its HP is 18,500. If you're wondering how you get 2 stars without the Town Hall, you just destroy every other building first. A new troop is unlocked called the Skeleton Wizard for 3 housing space, a Dark Elixir troop. It does 220 damage per second and dies in 1 hit. However, anything it kills turns into a big boy, or the Super Witch skeletons. So while it can be a much worse wizard, it can be of great value depending on when and where it hits. A hero pet is unlocked called the Skeleton Mole. The Skeleton Mole digs to its hero's target and spawns 2 skeletons a second until the defense dies. Its HP is 1900 and it moves at 28 tiles per second, but does not move outside of digging. A new defense is unlocked called the Spread Bomba. It works like a 4x4 mortar with 12 cannons that do 13,040 damage to 12 different targets and a range of 10 with 42,000 HP. Absolutely insane in the right circumstance. A new spell is unlocked called the Void for 2 spell space. It has a range of 4 tiles, deals 820 damage 3 times, but the more targets it hits, the damage is divided. If you haven't noticed, I'm kind of sick today. Anyway, a new defender is unlocked called the Boxmaster, who does 180 damage per second with 3,400 HP, and only can be attacked while attacking, as they hide in a box to move, moving at 7 tiles per second. A new troop is unlocked called the Dark Charger. The trap deals 2,000 damage to ground and air, and has a radius of 1.5 tiles. Does not have a housing requirement, so skeletons count. And finally, the last Town Hall, because I feel like after this it would be pushing it, is Town Hall 30, the Bright Star, or just how it would look. A Town Hall now does 900 damage per second to anything in a 15-tile range and 20,000 HP. It will remain above air until 2 stars, then fall to air, but after defeat, it will crash down to the ground, doing 14,060 damage to everything on screen, and having 7,000 HP afterward. A new troop is unlocked called the Behemoth for 200 housing space, a Dark Elixir troop. The Behemoth is the strongest troop in the game. Soaring to its next location instead of walking, doing 712 damage per second by Klein, then continuing with the movement speed of 56, the HP of 80,000, and double damage at half HP. A deadly troop and a heavy tank that can be very useful, although its housing space makes it extremely difficult to use well. A new defense is unlocked called the Angry Star. It takes up 4x4 space. Every 20 seconds, it will shoot into the sky and crash down, doing 9,600 damage 3 times. However, unlike every other defense, it does not actually count as a defense percentage-wise, as well as you can't destroy it. You just have to ignore it. You just have to battle around it. A new hero is unlocked called the Dream Dragon. It has 3,500 HP, but has 0 damage per second. Its movement speed is 14. However, everything it hits will fall asleep, essentially freezing it for level seconds. It's probably a single target ability, but its ability makes it shoot a star to the closest defense, doing 6,000 single target damage. Its equipment allows Eternal Sleeping, Powerful Star, Splash Damage Star, and much higher HP. By the way, for these equipment, these are kind of just, ideas written in, 3 words, I guess if you haven't picked up on that. A new spell is unlocked called the Deflection Spell for 10 spell space. This expensive spell has a range of 8 tiles and deflects anything hit, making the hit damage to defenses who shot it with a duration of 7 seconds. I guess to the defense if it was a single target shot. An even stronger invisibility spell, but even more expensive. The damage dealt back is the same as the damage that was going to be dealt onto the troop. A new siege machine is unlocked called the Trojan Horse. It moves at 12 tiles per second, and heads to the center, waiting if anything is in the way. Its HP is 9,600, but spawns double your reinforcements if it gets to the middle and dies. A new hero pet is unlocked called the Starry Lion. It not only does 212 damage per second with the HP of 12,000 and the speed of 18, it shoots out of its tail a 7-tile range as well, doing 83 damage per second as well. That's all the ideas until Town Hall 30. Or, I guess, I count Town Hall 30 as a description, but that's all the ideas until after Town Hall 30. I'm assuming that's the last one. That's the farthest Town Halls will go before, a Beyond update, which will basically just be, a reincarnation thing. I have a video on that, except for it will be much shorter, because there's still will be a bunch of cool stuff, but it probably wouldn't be that insane. Basically, it would just extend the game with simpler features, which I'll go over in another video. Alright, bye-bye.